officials, DJ Carsonson, Doug Sermons, Kip Kissinger, and we are all set and underway from Assembly Hall. Gabe Cupps getting his second consecutive start for Xavier Johnson, along with Galloway and Bacco, Renew and Ware for IU. It's Smith, Jones, Lawyer, Kaufman, Red, and Edey, the usual suspects for Purdue. Renew the early touch, around it goes. Cupps swing it, and Bacco's been hot from three and stays that way.
That's going to be massive for Indiana here in this game. Can they make enough perimeter jump shots? You know that post trap is coming every time on Malik Renew. What a big shot for Bacco. He's been shooting lights out in Big Ten play.
Smith get it inside. Edey coming off a 30-20 game, and he continues with his momentum.
There's one-on-one coverage down there. Zach Edey going right at Khalil Ware, getting to his body, and when he gets left shoulder, it's pretty much game over.
Early 3-2 advantage now for Indiana, who is averaging just 74.4 points per game. They've struggled to score at times this year, including the loss a week ago at Rutgers, putting up just 57 on the road. And Bacco looking inside. Now he gets past Smith. Double comes from Edey, and Bacco sneaks it through.
Saw him do that a couple times against Minnesota, and that's the evolution of his game. We know he can make jump shots. Zach Edey was right there, but Bacco just slips that reverse layup right off the board.
Coming off a career-high 19 points. Smith can't respond. Rebound uncontested to Renew. He'll bring it up himself, leading his team in scoring at 16.3 a game. Post touch, Ware could move Edey. No, nearly followed by Galloway. And Purdue breathes a sigh of relief. 5-2 early lead for the Hoosiers. Jones inside, Edey doubled, Edey hooks it, too strong.
I think Trey Galloway, you're going to go double team. You got to be a little bit more solid than that. He's a little out of control, goes flying by, and Edey got a pretty good look.
And Bacco on Lawyer, and Bacco remaining aggressive. Oh, swatted by Edey. Smith the other way. Lawyer running with him. Swing it. Jones, corner, hesitates, and hits.
What a run by Lance Jones right there in transition. He is electric. 61% from the field. When he gets out in the open floor, he runs in that corner. Defender goes flying by, and it's bottoms for Lance Jones early.
Well, if you weren't sure what to expect from either team, this is a nice taste of what should be the expectation for full 40 minutes between these two teams. Again, the 218th all-time inning. What a touch pass, but Cupps can't pay it off in the corner.
You get the feeling that Purdue wants to make Gabe Cupps 0 for 5 in that game against Minnesota, prove that he can make jumpers from the perimeter. They're going to really help off him and make him make shots.
Feeding Edey, has it blocked. Ware meets him at the summit. Cupps the other way. Feed it, open, Galloway. Too short. Rebound, and Bacco a second chance, pushes it, and's got it. All 7 of IU's points.
For McKenzie and Bacco, just around the basketball. Indiana has not been a good rebounding team this year, but they're the freshmen just making a play and getting to his jump hook.
Edey, double comes. Working on Ware, kick out, Lawyer, shot fake, back to Edey, just using the size.
Good repost right there by Zach Edey, and you see just how Khalil Ware gets knocked back. Now a turnover, and Purdue bringing it.
Jones, aggressive, hop step, and floater.
I think he's welcoming himself to the rivalry game here. Lance Jones, 5 quick points, and we're not even at the 16-minute media timeout yet.
Renew, coming off a 16.6 rebound game in the win at home against Minnesota. And Bacco, same spot as earlier, different result, too strong. 4 minutes gone in this first half, and it has been a quick pace between these two teams that are generally fairly slow in their tempo. Probing Smith, bounce at Kaufman-Renn. Smith left alone, too strong.
Indiana fortunate there. McKenzie and Bacco got to see that, but Indiana now with numbers.
And Bacco just bulldozed through Lawyer. It's an offensive foul. Nearly 5 minutes gone in this opening half. Post feed again to Edey. That's been their go-to offense. Double comes, looking for the cutter. It's Gillis, and he was absorbed when a foul is called.
These are 40 minutes of relentlessness. He said there's no stopping Zach Edey, but you can limit him, and the key is trying not to let others impact the game around him.
You know, that's the biggest thing. When you come into a building like this and the electricity is just flowing, you still have to execute, you still have to communicate. That last possession for Indiana is a great example. They post-trap Zach Edey. Well, that backside has got to be there for cutters. You've got to lock in and do what your coaches are asking you to. Otherwise, there can be major breakdowns.
Ware comes up short. Renew the offensive rebound. In traffic. Can't get it to go. Meanwhile, Mbako has all 7 IU points and is now on the bench with 2 personal fouls. Xavier Johnson, who had been starting, has been benched the last 2 games, and he draws the offensive foul on the illegal screen from Edey. So it'll be a 3-guard lineup with Johnson, Galloway, and Cups on the floor for Mike Woodson. Here is Galloway. That mid-range area was open, and he takes advantage.
His numbers at home are so much better than they are on the road. 12 points a game, 57% from the field, 39% from 3 in games here at Assembly Hall. They need that good Trey Galloway there. Lance Jones cheating the play. He just pops right back and drills it from 15.
And the senior has had to really assume a bigger role, averaging nearly 4 assists per game to lead the team. Smith working on Johnson, drives, duck it down, and Edey was bumped on the catch from Khalil Ware. Shooting the ball 47% from the floor in the season, but just 27 from 3. That's been an area of concern after he shot 46% last season. Edey, plenty of attention, can't get it to go.
Good contest right there by Khalil Ware. He's doing his job, just pushing him off the block. Zach Edey did not look comfortable on that hook.
Galloway directing traffic, looking to get it to Renew. They do against Gillis. Renew doubled. Around the horn it goes. Leaves Johnson open. Ball fake. 1 dribble pull-up.
You don't see Purdue post trap with guards all that often, but I think the Boilermakers are really concerned with Malik Renew and Khalil Ware's chemistry. You go off of Ware, and Renew is just throwing that thing to the rim.
Smith gets deep. What a pass. And Edey is fouled.
That's the transfer from Ball State. And Mike Woodson going to need some real minutes.
He just lives at the free throw line. He's built a condo at the charity stripe.
More often than not, those guys are just living in foul trouble.
Johnson off the screen from Renew. Back outside, Cups. Lob it, Renew, 13 to shoot against Gillis. Double comes, drives baseline, whips it around. Galloway, 6 to shoot, got caught in the air. Renew couldn't handle it. Gets it, Renew backs up, fires. No. Purdue with a nice defensive stand. Smith averaging 7 assists per game, had 11 in the win against Penn State this weekend. Off the Edey screen, he'll pull up, long 2 ball, short. Edey dragged down, and a foul staying here, going to go against Sparks.
Peyton Sparks is just fighting for his life. Looks like they're going to take a look at this here and assume for a hook and hold.
Mike Woodson not happy. Up on his feet. Arms dangling at his side in frustration.
Post Isaac Haas in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
That's where that rule came into play, and it's a player safety issue, but I don't love the rule, and I think it is hard to officiate.
It's a physical game. You're going to get physical aspects, and Edey.
He was dominant. I mean, had 33 and 18 on this floor.
Another fast start for the reigning National Player of the Year. Now Smith off the Edey screen. Edge comes, leaves Loyer open for 3.
That's a really solid action for Purdue, and something that they run a ton of. Just a simple roll and replace. You got Fletcher Loyer popping out. Edey's rolling to the rim. Indiana doesn't cover it well, and Fletcher Loyer is wide open.
Galloway to the rim. Oh, what a finish!
They need more out of their guards. Trey Galloway coming off one of his better games. Xavier Johnson's going to have to bring it. The Indiana front court has been so solid this year, but their guard play is going to have to be great if they want to win tonight.
Get it to Edey. 2-man game with Smith. And another foul's going to be called. That's the 16th foul already. So 1-1 coming from this point on. And Edey trying to overpower Sparks. Nice job defensively by the transfer.
He just hung in there.
Johnson the other end. Pocket pass. Sparks to the rim. Angry intentions. Gets it back. Can't put it through. And Edey rips the rebound away.
Well, Zach Edey trying to stay straight up there. He knows he's got 1 foul. You pick up a second, that would be a game changer.
Smith off the screen.
This is carnage out here.
Big time. This is Purdue, Indiana at its finest. Galloway galloping through the lane. Back tap off the miss. Johnson back to Galloway. He's remained aggressive in this one, recognizing Mbako and Ware on the bench. Somebody's got to step up. Johnson trying to get it in, forced it, taken away.
He has just turned it over so much here over the last 3 games, but a hustle play there.
Johnson gets it back. Galloway finds Sparks filling it up.
That was not the Mona Lisa, but Indiana will take it. I mean, their effort there could have been a bucket for Purdue. Xavier Johnson with the turnover, but then makes the play to get it right back.
That's more of what Mike Woodson and this coaching staff have been looking for out of Johnson. That leadership and really making those plays, the dirty work plays for the 6th-year senior. Lawyer to the rim, high off the window.
Pretty finish. And that's where Indiana misses Khalil Ware, because he is that threat to put that thing in the stands. You got Peyton Sparks so concerned about getting back to Edey, and Fletcher Lawyer doing the job with that right hand.
Morton and Jones will check in next dead ball. Renew, kick out, open look. Johnson. Smith looking to run.
Tough start for Indiana shooting the basketball. That's going to be so important.
Smith sneaks through. Lawyer is open. 3-ball, bottom.
What a push, though, by Braden Smith. I mean, he's putting so much pressure on that Indiana defense. The Hoosiers not matching up. Fletcher Lawyer getting it done from that left wing.
C.J. Gunn in the game, dump it down to Sparks. Outside, Galloway, 3, short.
But you can see, I mean, the Purdue game plan is very simple. It is crack down on these post players for Indiana and make the Hoosiers prove that they can make threes. 1 for 6 from the perimeter is Indiana so far.
Next whistle, be a timeout on the floor here. Both teams just running back and forth, and now we'll finally get that breather.
But
it's
Indiana
going to lead to free
taking
throws.
some fouls that are just...
Smith said after hearing teammates and coaches encourage him repeatedly to shoot, his confidence increased, and he has listened to them.
No doubt. Well, there's a reason he's shooting 48.2% from 3 on the season, Caroline. He's been outstanding when open, and he really picks and chooses his spots well.
Well, and he's looked for his pull-up and his own offense so much better. Just 4 turnovers. He runs this team and has become one of the better point guards in this league.
Got to be careful against this Purdue team when they find a little bit of a cushion as Renew pushes one through. Purdue went on a 17-0 run midway through the first half against Penn State. It totaled 27-2 that essentially put the game away before halftime.
I like that call, though, right there by Mike Woodson. Renew 0 for his first 2. Just put him on that elbow and let him go to work.
Caleb first with some minutes here. Morton on the floor, Kaufman, Wren, Smith, and Jones round out the 5. Gunn will pick up Smith. There's a spinning entry for Kaufman. Wren is going to back up. Can't hit, and Johnson rips down the board. So it's Johnson, Galloway, Renew, Sparks, and Gunn for Mike Woodson's team. And we'll see if they can generate offense with a lot of their top offensive contributors on the bench. Oh, great feed from Galloway, and Sparks showing off the muscle. He'll get 2 free throws as he couldn't put it through.
Certainly taking that contact, getting it up to the rim, but he's going to have to be a factor with Khalil Ware in foul trouble. That they need him.
He's just got to stay ready.
Got to be ready.
When his opportunity comes, he has to go out there and contribute. Back to a single-digit game. Enter it, Kaufman, Wren. Double comes, kick out, open, Jones blocked on the outside. Kaufman, Wren gets it back. Jones, swing it, Morton, extra. Smith's 3. Another chance.
Purdue can get you here with the offensive glass, and Indiana has had some real struggles at locking these down.
And it's going the other way, loose ball foul.
You run at a guy that's a bad shooter to leave a good shooter. It doesn't make much sense. And then the defensive glass, you know, if Indiana does not rebound, they can get mauled on the offensive boards tonight. Saw it against Ohio State. It's got to be all 5 guys. And with Khalil Ware out, he's been the safety net rebounding all year long for Indiana.
Well, it was Kaufman, Wren who picked up his 2nd foul, and now a reach in on Morton.
I'm sure that Matt Painter was hoping to keep Edey out until that under 8 timeout.
Renew is going to take the matchup head on. Double comes. Hook it inside. Great pass and finish. Anthony Walker running baseline for 2.
That's exactly what Anthony Walker has to be. Energy player, get to the offensive glass, cut off Malik Renew. What a find. Renew not just better scoring the ball, he's been much better finding his teammates this year as well.
Smith up and under, no. Oh, Edey, the follow. He rips down the rim.
Just no block out there. You get caught ball watching on the Braden Smith drive, and Zach Edey is hanging on rims.
Johnson can't hit. Edey another board. Smith wants to push. The attack. Now he likes the matchup with Walker on the outside, and a foul inside. He's going to send first to the free throw line. After those two got into foul trouble, you're trying to just fight for your lives, as you say. They haven't done it without fouling, and now First will take advantage at the line. But Cups has been a very positive sign these last couple of games, especially defensively. The offense, in theory, is going to come along the more he plays. Still just a true freshman this year. But we'll see.
He does what Mike Woodson asks of him, and he guards. And that will get you on the floor early in your career. That doesn't mean that you don't have things to work on, because certainly offensively, he's got to be a factor. Teams like Purdue has been content to let him shoot jumpers.
Purdue gets tripled. Gunn, quick trigger.
They need him to also come in and have an impact as a shooter. In Big Ten play, C.J. Gunn 46% from 3 on very low volume, but they need him to give them something offensively, especially with this lineup out there.
Smith all the way to the bucket. No.
Braden Smith, he's 0 for 7 here. Got some good looks, but just hasn't been able to get him to go.
Johnson will set up the offense along with Galloway, Walker, Gunn, and Renew. I'm not sure Renew has come off the floor yet. Driving on Edey, gets checked there.
You can see the bodies, the help defense. I mean, they're just playing off Anthony Walker and daring him to shoot it.
Took the bait, couldn't hit. Now Smith will bring it the other way.
Purdue's going to play the percentages. I mean, he's shooting 18% from 3 on the year. It's the smart thing to do.
Cross, Smith gets all the way inside. Again, that jump stop and pivot will get on a reload to Jones with 12 to shoot. Jones and Edey working, step back Trey. Money!
He has been fantastic. Indiana going under on that ball screen, and Lance Jones just takes a step back and drills it.
Johnson waits for Walker to get back in on the play here.
Indiana needs to give their crowd something to cheer about. I mean, this is as tame as you will ever see Assembly Hall.
Galloway on the kick out. Johnson the shimmy shake. It's 10 to shoot. Galloway, lob it. Renew working on Edey. 5. Back outside Gunn. 3 to shoot. Going to have to put it up. Forces it. Oh, he puts it in.
That's the toughest shot that he's had all night long, or any of these Indiana perimeter players have had all night long. Braden Smith right there, end of shot clock. That's a big shot. C.J. Gunn just making a play.
Been some strong defense by Purdue. They've allowed just 20 points with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Smith inside. He's fouled. Can't get it to go. Likes about C.J. Gunn, especially of late. It feels like mentally he's been in a much better place as the season has gone on. His practice habits have gotten better. And when your mental is in that spot where you're ready to play, that's when Mike Woodson starts to trust you. And we've seen that trust factor go up in the last couple games with Gunn.
I think also, just defensively making strides. Not where he needs to be totally, but a guy that's going to play hard. What a run by Renew. Purdue just doesn't get back. Off of a free throw, that's inexcusable for that Purdue defense.
IU badly needed an easy bucket. Get it back to 11. Pressure from Renew now on Edey. Rips it away. Edey gets it back, hooks it up, and in.
The composure right there. Good hands by Renew. Edey kind of showed him the ball, but Zach Edey gathers it and gets to his bread and butter.
He's got 12 points in this first half. Around the horn it goes for Gunn. Now Renew in the corner. Working on Edey once again. Renew.
Look at the way Purdue is loading up. Braden Smith is just sitting right there. There's nowhere for Renew to go, and Indiana is going to have to make threes, and that's as simple as it sounds. That's what this game is going to come down to.
7 for Galloway to get it back to 10, and now the crowd a little bit more involved. Edey, the touch, lost it on the way up. Oh, he regathers.
That's twice where Renew has bothered him, gotten a hand on the basketball, and it just hasn't mattered.
14 and 7 for Edey. Now Renew will hoist.
That 2 of 10 number tells the story. That's a short closeout, and that's Purdue even daring a guy that shot 42% from 3, albeit on low volume, to prove it.
Smith, pull up pop, book it, and 1.
Parade for the Purdue Boilermakers.
So this one a flagrant 1, not a flagrant 2, which ejected Johnson from the game at Rutgers a week ago today. And Edey cashes in on 2 free throws. Purdue will now get the basketball as well with 3:33 to play and a 16-point lead.
But again, if you're Xavier Johnson and you had this happen a week ago, You've got to have some sort of feel to not go out and do that. And it's in the middle of the floor. There's 10 cameras filming this game tonight. This isn't a high school game. They can go back and look. It just doesn't make sense.
Re-entry, and Sparks again gets the stop on Edey.
When Zach Edey goes off 1 foot, normally it does not end well for him. Just was never on balance there.
Galloway can't hit this time, and Edey collects another board.
Purdue just continuing to go under on screens, and Indiana has just not been able to make them pay.
Edey already was 16 and 8, and Jones a tough 2.
He's been phenomenal, and it's been from the jump. Real tone setter, Lance Jones. And Indiana, you got to go to Malik Renew here. You got to play through your best player, but you know Purdue is going to show him multiple bodies.
Right now it's Gillis who's fronting the post. Gunn, another tough delivery. This is way too strong. Another offensive board. This time Sparks will put it on the deck. Back down on Edey. He's going to try to climb Mount Edey, and he can't. Well, let's start by getting that guy on the floor, Khalil Ware, who is an extended absence now from this game after the 2 early fouls.
But why not go back to him? At this point, I mean, you're down almost 20. Peyton Sparks, that's another missed layup. At this point, what do you have to lose to go back to Mackenzie and Mbako? And now we do see Khalil Ware up.
Gillis working on Renew on the outside. Half the shot clock on now for Edey. Picks up the dribble, and free throws coming for Purdue.
But on the previous ones, I did think that Indiana was holding.
Into the bench, hasn't been heard from since.
I mean, I am surprised it took this long. I think that you get to the point where it's now a 19-point game.
So both of them with 2 fouls. We'll have to be careful in this final 2:05. Galloway in the corner. Leave it for Ware. 2-man game Galloway. Outside Gunn, thought about it. Attack mode, kick out. Ware, 3-ball. No, Gunn right there to stick it back. 4 points for Gunn off the bench. 17-point ball game. Can they make a little bit of a run there to end this first half? Bounce it, Edey, great entry, great finish.
It's just a grown man move over a really good shot blocker there. Once again, Braden Smith setting it up, and Edey just feasting with that right hand.
He had 19 and 13 at the half against Penn State. He's got 18 and 8 already in this game. Renew, a grown man's move.
Absolutely, big boy basketball. And with Ware back in the game, Purdue very hesitant to trap with Edey. He's got some one-on-one there, and he just goes right through his defender.
Smith against Galloway. Final minute of this first half. Gillis on the outside. 9 to shoot now for Edey. Push it up, too strong. Rebound, Gillis. It's what he does best.
Mason Gillis just flying in there. It's been fantastic this year, shooting the ball from 3 and getting to the offensive glass.
Indiana will take the timeout with 43 seconds left.
Their best offense has been the offensive glass, but when you've missed 23 shots, you've got a lot of opportunities.
See what this ATO looks like for Mike Woodson. It'll be a foul away from the ball, and
called all night long.
Gunn, quick trigger. No?
That's one of those where that better go in if that's the shot you're taking.
Well, now the shot clock turned off, so Purdue will hold for 1. It looked like there was a second.
And their game plan defensively has been outstanding. Their execution just as good.
They'll wind this down with Smith. Out there with Lawyer, Gillis, Jones, and Edey. Gunn steps up. Screen comes from Edey. Smith, Lawyer, bounce it. Jones, open, corner 3. Bullseye!
He's wide open.
Trying to get it in quickly. Wow. They will not. Cups again will start this second half along with Renew, Ware, Mbako, and Galloway. Smith, Lawyer, Edey, Gillis, and Jones are the 5 for Purdue. So Kaufman-Renn stays on the bench. Now Edey on the back down and can't get it to go.
It's a win to get him to go right shoulder. You get him with that left hand. He can score it, but he's not nearly as good with the left as he is to the right.
Oh, Gabe Cupps, welcome to the party.
Just to see any jumper go down for Indiana. I'm sure Mike Woodson, I have to think he was peeling the paint off the wall at halftime. Just want to see Indiana come out and compete.
There's the immediate double. Just great ball movement. And Jones can't stick the jumper. Couple of stops to start this second half. Now running the other way. Renew on the back down on Gillis. Galloway, no hesitation. He's got it. A three.
This is the start that Mike Woodson had to be hoping for coming out of the locker room. Back-to-back jumpers go down. Get some energy back in this building. That's a big one right there by Trey Galloway.
Smith, ball fake, reset. Half the shot clock gone. Now it's Jones. Working on Mbako. Lawyer off the screen. Nearly left his feet. Kept his composure. Can't hit the jumper. Rebound tapped around. And it is going the other way off Gillis. We'll see what Matt Painter does if Indiana gets another bucket to start this second half here. Galloway directing traffic, calls for the screen. Step back. Another three. He connects.
I think if you're Purdue, you might have to start thinking about going over on that for Galloway. That's back-to-back threes. Some life in the building, but they get burned back-to-back plays for going under.
8-0 start to this second half. 13 for the senior. Inside, Edey on Ware. A block, but a foul.
Early for the contact, but that's a tough one right there because the block was clean. I think Mike Woodson is going to leave Khalil Ware out there, and that's the right play. They need him in the game if they're going to come back.
With him and Mbako on the bench in the first half, that's where Purdue really
pushed it out.
Galloway controls again. He's been as much of a catalyst as anybody today offensively for Indiana. Off the screen from Ware. Lob it. Mbako had the quick start with 7 early points. Driving on Lawyer, goes right through to the bucket.
It's just a strong take right there. Mackenzie Mbako with the size mismatch over Fletcher Lawyer, using that spin move and making an individual play.
Smith, enter. Edey on Ware with the 3 fouls. He gets the stop. Renew running. Galloway all the way. Kick out. Open. Cups. The ball fake. Bounce it. And a foul. Renew on the way up. A legitimate second half run after trailing against a good Ohio State team that at that time was really feeling good about themselves. Coming to Assembly Hall, that run really sparked by C.J. Gunn with a couple big jumpers in the second half as well that eventually put the game away in a tough-fought finish. Can they do it against the #2 team in the country and their biggest rival? Empty trip there. Offensive board. Mbako goes up strong. Count it. And one.
He has been terrific tonight.
13-2 start to this second half for IU, and now the crowd on its feet. Smith off the Edey screen. Gillis thought about it. Now he will take it. Can't make it. Smith the rebound. And a reload with Lawyer. Get it. Edey double. Knocked away Galloway. Lawyer's right there. And he hits the 3.
Boy, that's a tough break for Indiana because that ball got batted to Fletcher Lawyer. He was trying to find Braden Smith, but really good poise by Lawyer, showing the ball with the fake and still cashing out.
Every time they need a big play, it feels like Lawyer is there as Mbako leaves the floater short. Now Smith looking to re-extend the lead. Banging bodies with Cups. Get it inside for Edey. Oh, that's just perfect touch.
That's just big-time player doing a big-time play. That's pretty good defense from Khalil Ware. He's pushed him off the block, but Zach Edey just too good.
Renew offensive board on the weak side. Second chance as he backs down Gillis. Gillis so strong defensively, and he forces the miss.
Renew just hasn't been as sharp as we've seen. For him, 6 straight games in double figures. He's averaged 20 and 7. He's been so effective scoring at the post.
Smith, no. Rebound, poked around Renew. Galloway. Oh, he gallops to the basket for 2.
He just left Fletcher Lawyer in the dust.
He's been great. 15 points for the senior from Culver, Indiana. Half the shot clock gone for Smith. Get it inside of the no-look feed. And Edey working on Ware.
When he goes off 1 foot, it's just not nearly as effective as when he squares up on 2.
Renew attack mode.
Looks like Zach Edey might be a little bit winded. He's certainly breathing pretty heavy, and they've gone to him so often here.
Smith off the screen. Smith all the way. Oh! Volleyball spike! Ware says, get it out of there!
Matt Painter was most pleased that Purdue didn't turn the ball over. He said we were able to establish Edey inside, had a chance to rebound, set the defense, but ball control was #1.
Ball control has continued to be a key for both these teams. Indiana has dealt with some turnover issues, and that
Indiana looks like a different team coming out of halftime. And what a response to what I'm sure was an interesting halftime speech from Mike Woodson.
double team and a foul. It will be.
And it's exactly what Doug Sermons calls.
Galloway, leave it, wide open. Cups, a three. He's got it. Gabe Cups is pure.
What a big-time shot and a big-time start to his second half, coming out and now knocking down 2 shots from the perimeter.
LeBron James called him the best shooter in his class for a reason, as Edey gets the easiest one of the day.
Boy, and Indiana gets a little bit extended. They go for the gamble for the steal, and Braden Smith handles it. That ends up giving up a layup to Edey at the rim.
6 minutes into the second half, Indiana trailed by 22 points at halftime. They've shaved that in half. A great catch by Cups. Goes up high on the drive, kick it, Renew, working on Kaufman right, had it stripped. Smith with a quick hands. Waits, finds, Lawyer, reset. Smith thought about it, and now we'll run some offense. Kaufman ran the screen. Smith will utilize it. Outside, Jones, inside, Edey, 15 to shoot. Edey on the back down, on Ware, puts it up, no. Rebound, going the other way.
Big-time shot and a big response from a freshman who's playing in his first iteration of this rivalry.
And on the season, only averaging 2.6 points per game. He's already got 2 jumpers to go down in this second half. Got the basketball again, utilizing his body, pulls it up, comes up short. But remaining aggressive as Edey corrals another board. He's got a double-double, 24 and 11. A lot of contact. Galloway goes down. Smith looking to take advantage. Bounce it. Galloway got a hand on it. And a steal.
Not a good pass by Braden Smith.
Galloway working on Smith. Got the bump. Got the bucket. But it will be 2 free throws. Indiana. And he's just in rhythm that we really haven't. His assist to turnover ratio in the last 6 games has been outstanding. 37 to 10. Edey, double. Galloway got a hand on it, but a foul.
He just puts this ball up, and you see certainly a foul, but I don't mind the aggressiveness from Trey Galloway.
And Edey against what has been the starting 5 tonight for IU. Smith off a screen, leave it. Lawyer was open for a second. Great recovery by Cups. Lawyer on the drive is fouled, and then the extra contact inadvertently picked up his 3rd personal foul. Remember, Xavier Johnson picked up a flagrant 1 in the first half after being ejected with a flagrant 2 a week ago at Rutgers. And that was certainly a topic of discussion here in Bloomington after he did not start the following game against Minnesota and did not start here tonight after some of those antics in Piscataway. Meanwhile, Lawyer up to 16, extends it back to an 11-point ball game.
And Indiana needs Xavier Johnson. I mean, when he's at his best, he plays with burst, he can get to the lane, he can make a shot from the perimeter, but it's been a tough 2 seasons for him with his foot. But some of these flagrant fouls, I mean, they're just not intelligent basketball plays.
And that was a tough take from Renew. Purdue gets the stop, and now we'll look to extend again. Smith lobs it towards the rim, can't bank it home. Rebound swallowed up by Ware.
Indiana has done a nice job on the defensive glass. They've really struggled in some of their losses, but that's not been the issue tonight.
Galloway a little out of control, turns it over. Smith. Cups picks him up. Smith, entry. Kaufman ran inside. Double comes. Re-entry. Kaufman ran. Oh, spins baseline, and he's fouled. The team was getting ready for Rutgers. He mentioned his senior year with Bob Knight, of course, as the head coach, and of ferocity and this level of energy that he's hoping to get out of his team, especially when they get on the road, but especially as well in a game like this, a rivalry game against Purdue. Xavier Johnson's back on the floor for IU. Cups goes to the bench with the 3 personal fouls. Renew, skip pass for Johnson. Can he make a play? The 60-year senior in his 3rd year with the program. Dump it down for Ware with 10 to shoot. Galloway thought about another one. Morton's out there defensively, 6 to shoot. Mbako has to force. Can't hit, and Morton there to claim the board.
That was well done by Ethan Morton there to make the post feel his presence, but then get back out and take the shot away from Trey Galloway.
Smith circles, bouncing.
Wow, that is an elite pass.
Oh, there's a block and a foul. It looked like Ware got all ball. They're going to call it on Renew.
I think that certainly is a play where, well, no, he's getting him there on the arm.
And Edey just feasting once again at the charity stripe. 74.4% on the season. Edey now has been relentless at the stripe. 9 for 9, make him 10 for 10. So 26 points, 11 rebounds for the reigning National Player of the Year. It's back to a 14-point game, approaching the midway point of this second half. Indiana has made a couple of runs. Obviously starts on the defensive end, and Galloway just trying to find that hot hand again. His first miss of the second half, as Smith will save it for Purdue. Smith, bone-crushing screen on Johnson. Smith can't hit from 3. Johnson is still down on the floor. Leak out. Ware goes up. High-points it and puts it in. Approaching 10 minutes to play here at Assembly Hall. We'll check in on Johnson, see if Caroline can find something out about him. Cups is going to have to play through the 3 fouls now. Renew, Gamble, Kaufman, Wren to the bucket.
The pass there and then the catch, the gather, some big-time stuff there. Braden Smith delivering and Trey Kaufman-Wren doing what he does around the basket.
And Baco's been quiet in the second half. Cam Edey is in the game now for Purdue. Cups directing traffic. Galloway looking to get it inside for Renew.
They got the mismatch there.
Ware tees up the 3 and knocks it down.
Edey had to stay back because Braden Smith had switched onto Malik Renew, and that allows Khalil Ware to have an uncontested look from 3. 43% from 3 on the year for the big fella.
Smith outside Morton, looking in for Edey, can't get it to him. Now he does on the lob. Double team comes. Back to Morton. The ball fake. Put it on the deck. Edey, 5 to shoot. Puts it up. No. Rebound, Kaufman-Wren. And a second chance for Purdue. Morton aggressive. Had it blocked. And they're going to count it. A goaltend. We'll take a breather. That will bring in Anthony Walker out there with Cups, Ware, Mbako, and Galloway. Walker around for Mbako. Guarded by Edey. Nearly lost the ball. Across. Mbako goes right at Edey and then throws it away. Jones, pedal to the middle. Jones is fouled.
As he progresses, he'll be able to make some plays for other people as well.
Edey on Ware.
Look at the space he's got.
He is too strong.
Purdue's spacing there just outstanding. I mean, he's got all the room in the world to operate. That was a rocket for the basketball.
He's got 28 points and 11 rebounds following his 30-point, 20-board performance this weekend. Push shot, deep one, and it's well short for Galloway.
Test by Edey. I think he got a piece, actually. This is kind of the danger zone for Indiana. They've got to get a stop here. Bucket to get this crowd back in the game. Purdue's just throwing this thing inside every time.
And Edey can't cash in. Up ahead, Xavier Johnson attacking on Morton. Goes behind the back and had it blocked. What a recovery by Morton.
I thought he got fouled there. I thought Morton got armed. Quite the move.
Jones. Hook it in. Edey lost it. Got it back. Too easy.
This is grown man basketball. They're just throwing him into him and telling him feast. 30
for the second straight game. Galloway, leave it. Walker. Now Ware. Can they get him involved again offensively? And Mbako all the way to the bucket. And he's going to get 2 free throws with 7:25 to play. And what he does inside, but his movement is so fluid.
Top of the touch that he has. He is a really, really good basketball player.
And Bacco, 2 big misses there.
That's twice where Purdue has just kind of fallen asleep on these free throw blockouts.
And they go all the way the length of the floor. Jones for the easy one.
After all that.
It's a 19-point game in a game in which Purdue has made 17 more free throws. They've gone to the line. They have drawn contact. Johnson, corner. No. Kaufman-Renn. Smith, open, extra. Jones, 3-ball. No. Right back to him. Follow the miss. Get it inside. Edey handles the fastball. Same spot.
Their half-court offense. Purdue's certainly going to let certain guys shoot, and I just think it's got to be Galloway, and it's probably going to have to be Xavier Johnson. Kenzie Mbako just hasn't been in the rhythm after the foul trouble that he found in the first half.
Where the mismatch didn't use it. Instead, Mbako fires, and he finds it.
In a way where you can see it from the time he's gotten here to what we saw in November. He's a totally different player right now.
2 of 4 from 3, came in scorching hot from the outside. He's got 15 points, now a steal from Johnson.
Good hands by Xavier Johnson. A little bit careless there by Braden Smith.
Galloway on the attack. That was a strong take, but a poor finish.
But good help there by Trey Kaufman-Renn. He came over and impacted that Galloway drive.
Final 5.5. Indiana needs one final run, and Lawyer on the push-off.
Agitator here, but that should have been going the other way.
Well, it is.
The ball don't lie.
Yeah, Rasheed Wallace is just excited watching the game. Up ahead. Oh, great leak out and finish for Anthony Walker.
Purdue's had some breakdowns on free throw blockouts, and twice we've seen off missed free throws Indiana able to get out and run and find something in transition.
Johnson, heavy pressure on Smith, gets rid of it. Another hook pass inside for Edey. Oh, a great help. Anthony Walker vacuums it in. Johnson the other way. Back the trailer. Walker the 3.
That needs to go in, otherwise that is a really poor shot by Anthony Walker.
Saw it right off the hand.
It's just not him playing to his strengths. You're trying to come back. You can't lose your mind.
Smith off the screen. Probes through. In traffic. Can't spin it in. Rebound Kaufman-Renn. Right place, right time all night. Can't push it in. Rebound again for Edey, and he's fouled. And he might not be averaging 50. Ware and Renew round out the 5. Johnson off the screen. Sneaks through. Renew, the 3. They need it. They don't get it. Nearly a travel from Smith. And now final 4 minutes. Purdue in control in the driver's seat on the brink of their 16th win of the season.
The crazy thing is that Indiana's made 2 more threes than what they average on the year. It feels like they've just made almost nothing.
That's a perfect feed. The chemistry between Smith and Edey on full display. And Edey with 33 points tonight. A masterful performance from the big man.
Braden Smith just serving that thing up.
Johnson probes, nearly had it taken away. Kick it, gun, playing with his food. Edey gets on the floor. Jones, the attack, and the finish.
That sums up pretty much how this game has gone.
And Edey is controlling every aspect of this game. Where the ball fake and the jumper. Short. But there's a reason Purdue's 15-2 coming in. There's a reason they've been #1 in the country most of the year. And Braden Smith continues to show that improved jumper off the bounce.
During drop coverage, you just have to expect him to look to kill it with that mid-range jumper.
Back to a 21-point Purdue lead.
You look at the list of guys that have done it. You're talking about some of the elite players to have ever played in college hoops.
Cups working on Smith, and he throws it away. Caleb first read that one the entire way, and now Mike Woodson will go deeper into his bench the next dead ball. Caleb Banks is set to check in along with Sparks. For Indiana, it'll be just their 2nd home loss of the season. The other one came to another #2 team in the country at the time, Kansas, in December. Gillis, leave it, Lawyer, 3-ball, icing on the cake.
This stretch for Indiana is huge for them. And if they want to be an NCAA tournament team, and right now with a net ranking of 98, that's probably on the outside looking in. This stretch of 3 games where you've got Purdue at home, this is obviously going to be a loss. You go to Wisconsin, huge opportunity in a building that they have not had success in. And then Illinois, they've got to find a way to get a marquee win on their resume.
Those are big-time chances in the very near future. Then you're home for Iowa, home for Penn State, and then go to Ohio State. They'll have revenge in mind in Columbus. And then you've got that second date at Mackey Arena. Down, Jones a little too acrobatic, but Gillis there to clean it up. Final minute here from Assembly Hall. Purdue came in 15-2 or better for the 3rd straight year, and they're set to get their 16th win of the season. Time out on the floor, 55.9 remaining, and Purdue still holding on to a 23-point game. It looks like it's just to get some extra subs in the game. Brian Waddle will come in, Will Berg for Purdue, Morton back on the floor, Heidi out there, as well as Miles Colvin, the freshman. Indiana has Sparks, Cups, Banks, as well as Gunn and Galloway. Here is Gunn. Leave it, Sparks, and he finishes.
Just look at C.J. Gunn, and you think with some of Indiana's struggles in the backcourt, can they find someone else who can give them some production? Outside of the 3 that really play, Xavier Johnson, Trey Galloway, and Gabe Cubs, you know, just can you get somebody else to give you something back there?
So for Purdue, dropped down to number 2 in the country after the loss last week at Illinois, or excuse me, at Nebraska. They had the big win against Illinois, of course, earlier this month, as Gunn misfires there. They go to Iowa, home for Michigan, at Rutgers, home for Northwestern, and they've got revenge in that one, and then at Wisconsin in what should be a big-time showdown in Madison. Just 1 second separates shot clock and game clock here. And Purdue will take it as low as they can.
I guess they turned off the shot clock.
Second time they did that today, but you know what? No harm, no foul. The Purdue Boilermakers, their 2nd dominant win in a row. This one, their biggest rival on the other side.